All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin in the crypto markets. And guys, we are dumping. We are losing $74,400, not seeing the swing failure pattern, but we are coming down to some targets here of the fifth wave. So the other day, I'll say hi in a second to everyone. I just want to get into this right away, guys, because we are coming up to some support. But the other day from 98K, we're looking at the 5-wave impulse within our bigger fifth wave. Now we were saying, could this be the low? Because we did hit that 1.618 fib extinction level. And we wanted to see if it was going to be the end of the third wave. We wanted to see a retrace up to about 80.6K to about 82.5K, which would have been our wave 4. And we should have seen it last about a week long or up to 3 weeks long. But it looks like, and this was one of the scenarios we talked about yesterday, that the third wave might not be done with yet. This third wave might not be done with. Little correction here in a fourth wave, and now we're dumping to end our third wave possibly, before seeing a larger retrace that could last a week to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, before seeing that final fifth wave down and coming down to some very key support. So we are coming up to really, really key support, guys. I am looking for swing longs relatively soon here. But it's not looking good right now, guys. Big bearish engulfing candle on the day. One green candle, big bearish engulfing candle on the day. I can already tell you right now, we're probably going to have a new daily resistance level. It's going to come in around $78,600. But it's dumping. Now, one of the things that I would like to say here, let me just hide this real quick. When you do come down, and it was on a weekend, it was on Sunday night for me, where I'm at in the world. When you come down and you front run a swing failure pattern, especially a major low, a major low here of 74K, we front ran that major low and we saw a little bit of a rise. When you get so close to grabbing liquidity, but you see a bit of a dead cat bounce before that, the next time you come down for that liquidity grab, you're more likely to break through and not see a proper liquidity grab. Because a lot of people said, okay, you know what? We're going to long in here. And now they're trapped. That's being used as fuel to push us down locally. Also, if we go on to our order flow right now and we look at our order flow, this move down today that we're seeing specifically for the last 3 hours or so is fresh short positions that are coming in, successfully pushing the price down. So we are seeing a lot of shorters come in, breaking our 74K lows, looking like our larger macro range might be about to break to the downside. Now, it's too early to call yet, and we could see fake outs of this breakdown. But one of the things that we've been talking about on this channel for quite some time, and if you guys have been here any sort of time in the last month or so, I've extensively been covering our 5-wave impulse to the downside on the daily time frame. Seeing that dump on October 10th being our first wave, the retracement up to grab some range highs for a wave 2, the dump to 80.5K for a wave 3, and this entire range for the past 2.5 months, I've been saying it's more likely to be a corrective move coming up to the goal, the point of control of the range, before ultimately dumping down in one last fifth wave, possibly down to $70,000 or $69,000, where we could see the end of this big impulse down, and we could also see the end of the larger ABC correction on the weekly time frame. I've covered this in the video updates over the past few days here, and it looks like it's playing out. Honestly, guys, it's playing out perfectly. Now, am I happy that this is playing out perfectly? No, because I am in spot as well, because I've been buying recently in the past couple days some of the altcoins that I'm down on those spot buys. But overall, we were looking at this larger corrective move being the highest probability on the chart in my opinion. We ended the 5-wave weekly, we ended the weekly impulse, 5 waves to the upside in early 2025. After that, we saw a multi-month, 30% correction down to 74K, where this looked impulsive. This looked like impulsive price action to the downside. Then we got that corrective move, double zigzag in a flat correction coming up to hit our Pitchfork midline of our multi-cycle Pitchfork perfectly into our flat correction target between the 1.236 and the 1.382. And then in your C wave to the downside, you want to see impulsive price action down. You want to see a 5-wave move down or a multiple 1-2 impulse, a series of 1-2s before your big third wave. But we are seeing that impulse down. It is confirming the rejection on our wave 4 targets. By the way, we did reject in our wave 4 targets directly between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. So if we look at pulling those wave 4 targets, we did reject right in that area between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. Now we're in the last leg down of the bigger C wave, which is a 5-wave impulse within itself. So we're within the bigger impulse within itself to the downside in the last leg of it, but within the 5th wave. And this is what we've been concentrating on for the last few days on this on this channel, is this 5th wave within the larger impulse, the C wave of the bigger flat correction. So I understand that gets a little bit confusing there, but now we can analyze this 5th wave. What are we seeing to end our C wave to the downside? And if we zoom in here, it honestly just doesn't look good, guys. The way that we are dropping here and not holding 74K, to me, it signals that more lows are needed. And that major support coming up relatively quickly here is going to be where I'm going to be looking for a potential bigger bounce. So wave 1, wave 2, all of this could be part of your wave 3. We could look for then a wave 4 retrace before seeing a wave 5 to come down to that 70K target, where we would want to see some massive bull divs on the chart. We would want to see intermediate time frame, low time frame, and even high time frame bull divs on the chart. Now, Market Cypher's setting up, and NAMI is setting up for some nice bull divs on the 2-hour, and the 8-hour time frame and above, we are not seeing those bull divs come in. NAMI's seeing a little bit of bull divs come in, but the money flow looks so bearish here, guys, and money flow is starting to roll over on NAMI. I do think that we could see a little bit of a bounce before hitting 70K, or this 3rd wave honestly could drop us all the way to 70K before seeing a bounce in a 4th wave, before seeing kind of like a double bottom, maybe 68K, 67K for the end of our entire push to the downside. So we are looking for some key swing longs. I shouldn't say we. I am looking for some key swing longs. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advice. I'm just letting you guys know my plans for the next coming weeks here on Bitcoin, where we could then see a bigger push to the upside, a relief rally coming in soon. Even if it's going to be a bear market, after this ABC flat ends, we might see a small push up, a big push up to the golden pocket before starting a real bear market. So this is crucial for Bitcoin. This is like a crucial area of support. We really need this area of support to hold. If we do not hold 70K to 67K, let's say 65K, Bitcoin's in serious trouble. And the next targets I would be looking for, the bottom of the pitchfork, around 52 to 55K, where I would expect at least some sort of multi-$1,000 bounce to the upside, but we then might end up continuing down in a bear market, a very aggressive bear market, where we could, in a very bearish scenario, drop into the mid-30s. But right now, we're focused on this. We're focused on the larger 5th wave to the downside, and within the 5th wave, we're counting the smaller waves that we could see here. No SFP today. Like I said, because we did front run on Sunday, the swing failure pattern of those 74K lows, it's less likely that if you come down there again, you're going to see that proper swing failure pattern. We saw this play out on lower time frames just a couple days ago. I explained this to you guys just a couple days ago in the live streams about how when you do front run a liquidity grab, the next time you come down through it, you're less likely to see that liquidity grab actually play out. Today's daily candle is going to be super important for a close for me. And the reason why, let me just go ahead and take this off the chart and let me hide this. If we start to close this daily candle below our pitchfork band of support, it's not going to look good, guys. It's really not going to look good. So we have two major pitchforks we're watching. This pitchfork here is a multi-cycle pitchfork pulled from the COVID 2020 lows up to your 65K bull market high, because this was the high based off of volume, and then down to our bear market lows. And this pitchfork has just been so highly respected throughout the entire bull market. Flip the band to support, come up to the midline, reject for your 2024 all-time high, come down to the band of support, and so on and so on. And we did reject on that all-time high, literally perfectly from that pitchfork midline. Now we would want to see, just like the last time we rejected from the top of the pitchfork midline, we saw a move down to the band it held. If we start to break the band down, then you know, we could see a fake out, or we could even see a bounce just to do something like this before ultimately starting to drop here. But today's daily candle close, I want to close at least at or above this level here, which is going to be around $75,000, $74.5 to $75,000. We could still see a daily swing failure pattern. And right now, very, very locally, guys, we are coming up to some local support. So if we look at our push to the downside, this push here, this last from the rejection from 98K, let's zoom in onto the hourly chart. And now we're looking at the third wave within that push from 98K. So the third wave being from the end of 2 to wherever the end of 3 is going to be. We are coming down to that potential support between the 1.236 and the 1.618. The way I'm counting this right now is a wave 1 here, a wave 2 here. All of this could be your wave 3 before seeing a 4. Actually, excuse me. Sorry. I messed that up. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Then you had a flat correction in a wave 4, and we're in our 5th wave right now to end the 3rd wave. Now, remember, this is only ending the 3rd wave. We would still need a 4th wave retracement that we would expect to last about a week long or 3 weeks long. And then we would need one more low coming in, one more impulse to the downside. So one more 5-wave impulse from the top of 4 to the end of 5. But looking at the possible end of the 3rd wave, and we're starting to see some support come in right now. Let me just move this out of the way. If we take a Fibonacci expansion and we go from the lows of the flat correction to the highs of the flat correction within our 4th wave flat correction, within this 4th wave, and we turn on our 5th wave targets. Oop, what am I doing here? Turn on those 5th wave targets. You can see between the 1.236 and the 1.618 is common targets to end a 5th wave. Now, this smaller 5th wave is just an internal count within this 3rd wave here. So when are we looking for this 3rd wave to end? We're looking for it to end inside of this box here, where then we could see that bigger 2-week-long retrace before seeing the dump to hit our macro golden pocket. Now, this macro golden pocket support coming up is such crucial support, guys. On Coinbase, it's between $70,400 and $68,300. This is our macro logarithmic golden pocket pulled from the 49K lows up to your all-time high. Now, if you pull a golden pocket and measure that, I'll fix that. And we measure that with a normal golden pocket, a non-logarithmic golden pocket, you're going to say, wait a second, Divine Hood, that was from 78 to 76K. We're breaking down from that. No, that is not the proper psychological 61.8% retracement, because this is more than a 100% move to the upside. You guys can see here, it's a more than 100% move to the upside. You need to take that Fibonacci retracement and use it based off log scale. So that is going to give our proper retrace to those levels between $70,400 and $68,300. All right, now that we are looking at some macro support, a macro golden pocket support level to potentially end our C wave down from the all-time high, to end that C wave to the downside, we want to look at, can we find more confluence of support within this general area? We can pull the volume profile of our range that was our 2024 range here. You can see the value area high of that range is coming in pretty much right at $70,000 here. That is our previous range value area high, our previous macro range value area high. There was a lot of institutional players that were accumulating Bitcoin in the year of 2024 after the spot ETFs were released and traded on markets, that really bought a lot up within this range. So they are going to want to defend this position. They're going to want to defend their heavy buying levels in here. We also know that Michael Saylor has been buying more and more Bitcoin. He bought some, gosh, I think it was $97,000 the other day or something like that. His average total now is, I believe, $76,000. So he's underwater on his Bitcoin purchase because he's been buying the highs for some reason that I can't comprehend. But you see our previous value area high Our logarithmic golden pocket is in here. We also have some liquidity that's resting down here, or I guess you could say some fair value gaps that would be filled. We do have this big fair value gap here on the daily time frame. Let me just turn on that fair value gap. You will see this fair value gap here is going to fill right into our golden pocket support level. And it looks like we're starting to bounce from the top of the fair value gap right now, which oftentimes you will see either a bounce from the top of the fair value gap for a retracement, or you generally will get vacuum sucked through it. So very, very crucial support that we're coming to. I would really like to see Bitcoin hold this. We want to see the big scary thing that we're seeing here for Bitcoin, though, is on Market Cipher B, money flow is just crossing into the red. No bull divs in sight for Market Cipher B. On the NAMI, we do see some bull divs. Money flow is curving to the upside, and NAMI is quicker to confirm. So this, if you want to put your bull glasses on, you could say, hey, come on, let's hope that NAMI signal is going to be the one that is more reliable rather than Market Cipher B here. But the big thing that could be really scary, and I was mentioning this while we were in that distribution range on the weekly time frame, up in this area, we were in a distribution range up here. We had confirmed another drive of weekly bearish divergences. Our money flow had been draining out of the asset. Triple drive of weekly bearish divergences within this distribution here to the downside. And it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. Now, let's put our bull glasses on again. Are we setting up for some potential big bounces from this support level from $70,000 to $68,000? Weekly bull divs are possible on Market Cipher B. Hopefully, we're going to see a fake out of the money flow into the red, and we got to get back in the green within like the next month here on Market Cipher B. On NAMI, we do see potential bull divs on the weekly time frame with, for the past, what is this, 10, 12 weeks, money flow curving to the upside, about to cross into the green. So there is some hope here, guys, that Bitcoin can bottom between 70K and 68K, and we could see that bigger rally, or even in the super cycle after a flat correction, you could see a whole new impulsive cycle here that could bring us up 200K or higher. Am I going there yet? No. What is the highest probability for me based off the technical indicators on the chart with monthly bear divs, weekly bear divs, daily bear divs up at the highs? Bear market is looking more likely to me. But even in a bear market, I would expect a significant multi-$1,000 bounce from 70K to 68K, where we could then, even backtest the value area low of the range at $86,000. So that would be a $16,000 bounce to the upside before seeing that bigger dump down. Let's zoom in. I just want to see what Bitcoin is doing here. All right, we're starting to see a little bit of a bounce here. I want to look at our order flow. Yeah, BTC showing some strength. I don't know if I would say this is strength right here, ZMX. I would say that we had a lot of fresh shorters. Look at specifically right at the bottom. We saw some fresh shorters coming in right at the bottom of this move. So we're seeing a little bit of a short squeeze right now. Actually, we are seeing some fresh long step in here. Let's zoom in onto the 5-minute chart. Let's look at this. Are we seeing some long step in? So for the past 10 minutes, we're seeing some green. Where are you at? There we go. Yeah, I guess we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the past 25 minutes, we're seeing some fresh long step in here. Now, if these longs can hold on, if we can get some buying pressure in here, we could absolutely see a short squeeze and squeeze out all of this relatively quickly here. We could squeeze up very, very quick. We want to watch our VWAP, because if we do reject from the VWAP on the daily time frame, I expect to make new lows on the daily time frame. And there is still hope that we're going to get a daily swing failure pattern of $74,500. Now we are starting to reclaim $74,500. Let's go ahead, and I want to throw that back on the chart because I'm potentially interested in taking a scalp long position from this area right now. What I would want to see, guys, is on this long from $74,400, I would still be looking for a take profit. And we can look at those take profit levels right now. Let me see if we can get a candle close. I want to go in just give me a second here, guys, because I'm actively looking to trade this. So let me make sure my phone is ready here. I want to see a candle close above 74,400, 74,420, actually, to be precise. All right. Not looking good so far. We're starting to reject from that high. Do we see 12-minute bull divs? No, not really. No 12-minute bull divs. Do we see 5-minute bull divs? No 5-minute bull divs. Money flow looks like garbage. Now, NAMI is showing some slight 5-minute bull divs with money flow starting to come up here. But we need to get back above 74.4. And right now it's acting as a local resistance, an intraday resistance, because we lost it. Just like I said yesterday that our prior lows of 80,500 could act as resistance. Now 74.4 is acting as resistance very immediately here. I'm going to hide this for a second, and let's just look at our wave 4 targets. So if we're going to look at pulling, if the third wave is done, this third wave is in. Let's say it's in right now. It's not guaranteed to be in right now. We could drop to actually hit the golden pocket before our third wave is done. But we're going to look at our wave 4 targets. So you're going to go from the highs of 2 to the lows of 3, or from the start of 3 to the end of 3. We're going to turn on the wave 4 targets between the 382 Fibonacci and the 0.5 Fibonacci. These are going to be our targets. And actually, man, to see a liquidity grab of these dual highs from the last couple of days into our 382. So let's just look at our trade calculation here. Let's say we're going to long the reclaim here. Our stop is going to go below the low, targeting the 382. That is a 3-to-1 scalp trade. So for me, that would be acceptable. If we start to reclaim 74.4, I will look for a long, and I will take at least 50% profit when we get up to $79,589, when we SFP yesterday's highs, essentially. Government shutdown news. Okay. Wow. Government shutdown news. Okay, guys, we are starting to get above that level. Let me just go on to the 3-minute chart here. I want to see 1-minute chart. All right. Fresh long stepping in here. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. If you decide to follow me on my trades, make sure you're calculating your own risk management ahead of time, your position size properly ahead of time, and you're responsible for your own trades. You're responsible to manage your own trades. This is, this is not just because I might take a long here, doesn't mean that you should. Every trader's in different situations here. Okay, guys, I did enter a long position, so I am long right now from the reclaim of $74,400. If we do come up right now and reject from our VWAP, I would probably take some out as well. I'll probably just take 25% out to cover my fees if I get stopped out. But the way you would calculate this trade, so for example here, guys, let me just zoom out to the 30-minute chart. The way we would calculate this trade is we're longing the reclaim, and, I longed a couple $100 higher. It's, 74.7-ish. Let's just throw it at 74.7. No, it wasn't 74.7. Hold on. $74,516.1. That is my entry. $74,516.1. We'll just go 513. Okay, that's close enough. So now our stop is going to go below this low here. And you can see our stop loss percentage is 2.56%. So you're going to have to calculate your position size based off of that stop loss percentage. Grab the calculator here. All right, so, man, how can I do this? Let me just give you an example here. Let's say I have a $1,000 portfolio. And I'm risking 1% on this trade. And that's, by the way, that's what I'm risking on this trade right now, guys, is 1%. So if I have 1% of $1,000, that's $10. That's what we're risking per trade. Now you're going to divide that by 2.56%. 5, 6, 7%, but because this is a percentage, you got to move the decimal over 2 times. So we're going to divide that by 0.02567. I can put $389 on this trade. That's my position size is $389. And if I get stopped out, I'm only going to lose $10. So essentially you could put a little bit over a third of the portfolio on the trade. All right, let me check the chat here, guys. Sorry, I didn't have really a lot of time to check the chat at the beginning. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. Peter, welcome in, man. Yeah, support level, overcome 70, welcome in. Dad 87, thank you so much for this comment, man. I appreciate you so much. I'm glad to be here with you guys. I'm glad to be putting in the work with you guys. Hopefully we can dominate these markets together. But yes, we are bouncing. So within the third wave, guys, we are hitting that target zone between the 1.236 and the 1.382. And that is why I'm interested in taking longs, because we're hitting that within the third wave. This could be the end of it right now. And we could see a relief rally that could last a week or 2 weeks here. All right. How low? Now, overall, don't get me wrong here, guys. I am taking a scalp long here. Scalp is the key word here. I am not planning on bringing this up. Pretty much if we start coming up to $81,600, 650-ish, I will start taking profits on that long trade, like major profits, because I am expecting a new low to come in on the charts. I am expecting us to come down and hit our golden pocket and to test our value area high of our 2024 range. All right. 69K for the bounce. Yeah, full port. Welcome in, man. 69K, 70K, 68K. In that zone is where I'm looking. Win Lambo, man, I hope soon. I really hope that we can get some nice Lambo trades from this support level down here. That would be really awesome to see. All right. Anchored VWAP pulled from the beginning of the third wave at 25K would be my guess. Let's actually check that. So I do have a few anchored VWAPs on the chart here. This anchored VWAP, I believe, is from the low of the cycle. Yeah, it's going to be from the bear market lows. So remember, in your macro trend, if we lose this anchored VWAP coming in around $56,000 or really $57,000, to me, it's going to signal the bear market is here and that we might drop much, much lower to 35K, 34K. And then let's see here. Yeah, I do. Dad 87, I have to agree with you. I believe this is one of the best communities. And thank you for that comment, man. I'm glad I can be a mentor to some of you guys. Just want to show you guys the process of trading, keeping your emotions in check. Not over risking and over leveraging your accounts is very, very proper as well. A very proper step to become a real trader. So welcome in, guys. Luciano, welcome in. Short the house yesterday on Solana. Man, so you're probably up on that short then. Let's see. Tell us the target of the fifth wave within the third wave. Well, that might have been hit. The target was between 73,360 and 71,500-ish. Okay, Time Attack, welcome in, man. Yeah, guys, please smash the like button. If you get any sort of insight from this stream, please hit the like button for me. R Pink, welcome in. Dread Mining, welcome in. And thank you for streaming. Thank you for modding R Pink. Sorry, guys, I'm just a little bit distracted here looking at this play out. I just want to see if we are going to start to roll over here. And let's go check our order flow. Now, we still have some fresh longs coming in. You can see fresh longs are stepping in right now. So we need these longs to push us up a little bit higher. Here's what's going to happen, guys. If we can break the VWAP, then I think we're going to see a bit of a short squeeze because we saw shorts heavily coming in this entire move down over the first half of the day. So if we can start to continue to push up a little bit higher here, we're going to start squeezing out all of these short positions, and we could see a massive push up here. Probably to take out yesterday's highs almost immediately. Now, if this is the end of the third wave, let's just say if this is the end of the third wave and we're looking for that wave 4 retracement. All right. Let's see if we start to lose this. We want to hold this now, like on a very micro time frame. Now that we're above this, we want to hold this. We want to just hold that and continue up here. Come on, Bitcoin. Money flows about to cross into the green here. I don't like how the 1 minute just printed bear divs on NAMI. All right, good. We're seeing some buyers stepping in right now. Fresh long positions are trying to enter the market. We really need to have some long step in here. We need that short squeeze to happen pretty quickly. All right. Yeah, Dread Mining Quails, Sergio, welcome in everybody. Crypto OG, time to start dollar cost averaging. Well, that's a good question. So for everyone's plan is different, and it depends on how long you're planning on holding your Bitcoin or holding your crypto. But I have started dollar cost averaging into some of the altcoins that I am bullish on long term that actually have real use cases. And I do have a limit order set around 70K to buy some spot Bitcoin because I plan to start dollar cost averaging when we get down to this support level. And I'm willing to hold that underwater for some months if I need to. But overall, this is the level. This is when there's massive fear in the market. This is the level to start dollar cost averaging. This is the time, in my opinion, not as a financial advisor, but as a fellow trader. It is my opinion that major support levels like this after a multi-$1,000, multi-month dump to the downside is when we start to dollar cost average. Not like Michael Saylor and you buy the highs of pumps. Yeah, I think he bought like 96,000 and then he bought like 87, I think it was the other day. Yeah, and down 44%. If we come to this golden pocket, it would be a 44% drop. To me, that's acceptable to start buying. A lot of the major players will start buying when there's more than a 20% drop to the downside. As far as dollar cost averaging, long-term plays. Okay, it's not even just crypto. The entire stock market is also taking a dump. Now, that's another time attack. That's a good point. So, guys, crypto is a risk-on asset class. So when there is uncertainty in markets, the markets will dump. And right now in the macroeconomic landscape, there is a lot of uncertainty. We just got a new Fed chair. There is the tariff situation that's going on, trade wars, pretty much other countries dumping U.S. treasuries. So there's a lot of uncertainty happening in the world right now, which honestly could be the catalyst that starts a very aggressive bear market, not just in crypto, but in the stock market as well. And if you guys were around in 2021, you will not fade the macroeconomic outlook, because when we started having a pretty bearish macroeconomic outlook back in 2021, it caused a massive bear market. And of course, towards the end of the bear market is when things start to break, when FTX starts to break, when all these things start to break in here. That's what causes that massive bear market, kind of the end of it. It ends with some major liquidations, some major kind of bankruptcies, just like 2008 Lehman Brothers. And you know what? This cycle, it might be Michael Saylor. It might be Michael Saylor. Dang, money flow is aggressively leaving now again on the 3-day time frame on Market Cipher B. If we close another red candle like today, it's not going to look good, guys. And especially if we close the daily candle with a bearish engulfing candle. So far, it is still a bearish engulfing candle. I would consider it still. Mid-30s BTC would be a blessing. Yes, I agree. I think it would get really... I just hope it doesn't break. I hope, if we get down to the mid-30s, I think that Michael Saylor will be going in pretty much declaring bankruptcy. And we could see a major sell-off where everyone's expecting 30K, just like last cycle, but we dumped to 15K. Or maybe, you know, it just could get bad, guys. 10K drop in a day is mega. Yeah. And let's see here. They want us to feel like there's no bottom in sight. Okay. Jaffiel, welcome in, my man. Thank you for being here. And much love to you. Yeah, please like the stream, guys, if you get any sort of insight from this live stream today. All right. I buy 150 every Monday, regardless of price. When we close a daily under 74K, I'll increase that to $300 a day. Awesome, man. Well, Yarborough, you've got a good plan. It sounds like you know what you're doing. You've planned for this. So that's a winning strategy, in my opinion. So good on you. You know, good on you. If stocks dump 20%, 32K Bitcoin is a real possibility. I actually agree with that, Dread Mining. If the stock market really starts to dump, because the S&P is still pretty much at all-time highs, guys, and gold and silver are pretty much at all-time highs. Now, yes, of course, we've been dumping for a few days. It's not at the all-time high, but like look in the grand scheme of things, the S&P is still pretty much at all-time highs. It's sure as hell not 40% down like Bitcoin. Yeah, so please do share your limit order on Telegram. Yeah, I can share my limit order on Telegram for Bitcoin, the one that I just entered. Or for the trade, my limit order on at 70K, it's pretty much this exact level, 73.95. That's my limit order on the bigger spot buy for Bitcoin. All right, and then let me get this here. And I will post on Telegram right now, you guys, that trade that I just entered, the scalp long that I just entered. There you go. Okay, let me see. Let me continue checking. Can you check Turbo, please? Yes, we'll go through, guys. We'll go through some of the other coins, but right now we're actively on a trade here. So I wanna just stay here for a second on Bitcoin to see how this is gonna play out. I really want to see this trade start to play out. Now, I told you guys right away, my take profit is gonna be pretty much breaking yesterday's highs. At least a 50% take profit is gonna be coming up to around $79,600. Yes. Other BTC, not Bitcoin, but other tokens. Yeah. So I bought some Chainlink at $14. I bought some at $12. I bought some at $11. I bought some at $9.92. I bought some at $9.35. And the $12 and $14 was in April of 2025. And so I'm underwater on that. But I just bought some, what was it, yesterday when we hit on Chainlink. Now, Solana, if we start getting down to about $74 is when I'll start DCAing into Solana. Solana is a big one that I'm a big fan of. And if we, gosh, actually, you know what? Let's make sure. Yeah, we have this SFP on Solana because I'm planning on potentially longing this SFP on Solana. And then BNB, guys, has surprisingly been one of the strongest performers of the bull cycle. Now, we are losing some very key Pitchfork support on BNB, but if we do come down to pretty much our prior macro range here, value area high, about $663, that is when I'll start DCAing into BNB. And I do think BNB is a strong one to look at. All right. Now, guys, speaking of the Telegram, I am partnered with BYDFI. They are the main partner of the channel. If you do want to join the Telegram, all you need to do is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link in the description below and deposit $100 into the exchange. You will get 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can earn a 50% deposit bonus on that $100. So you can earn $50 deposit bonus if you KYC. You'll get 20% discounts on trading fees. So once you've signed up with BYDFI, click the link, the affiliate link in the description, deposit the $100. There is a Telegram link in the description of this video as well. Click on the Telegram link and type in /verify in your BYDFI user ID, which will be right up here. It's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers for you, and that'll get you access to the Telegram. And then once you're in, and it's free after that, guys. The $100 you're depositing into the exchange is your money. You're just using the exchange to trade. And that's it, guys. So if you're interested, links are in the description below. I'll also go into the partners a little bit later during this live stream, but right now I want to focus on Bitcoin a little bit. See if we can't get a bigger bounce to the upside. Let's check our order flow. All right, so we still do have some long stepping in. This is good. You can see here we have some long positions stepping in, and those are fresh long positions for the most part, fresh long positions. So once we start to see some short, we want to see a short squeeze, right? So we want to see this CVD continuing to go up, because what is a stopping out of a short? It's a market buy. So we would want to see our CVD rising, buys coming in, market buys coming in, but you would want to see your open interest dropping here. That means we would be stopping out all those late shorters that were shorting earlier today. And you can see we had a heavy amount of shorts that were shorting the rejection of the VWAP earlier today, all the way pretty much down this entire area this morning during New York Open. Heavy shorts coming in, and they were fresh short positions that were coming in here. So if we can push up a little bit higher here, we can start to see that short squeeze, and we could really get some aggressive volatility to the upside, potentially to take out yesterday's highs. Now, let's talk about that. Let's say the third wave is in, guys. Let's say the third wave is in, and we're looking for that wave 4 retracement to last about a week to 2 weeks. If we short squeeze right away up to the 382, I would be looking for something like a short squeeze that can bring us up, take out our highs into that 382. I would look for a long, slow, drawn-out range to come back down to the golden pocket before seeing another rise that lasts over the weekend, maybe up into next Monday, coming up to that 0.5. That would be your 3-wave corrective move for a wave 4 before seeing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to end your 5th wave. But we want to, the third wave could be in now, because we've finally been able to count 5 waves within here. A wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now, this was a sideways flat correction in a wave 4. And then this was our wave 5 here. And now we're looking for a push in the next, weeks or so to come up between 79,600 and 81,700, I'll say. Do we see any CVD divergence? Okay, let's check here really quickly. I mean, not really. Oop. What is going on here? There we go. There we go. No real divergences yet. Obviously, we're at the lows. So in order to see bullish CVD divergences, you need to be making higher lows on the chart, not lower lows. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the next half a day gives us some bullish CVD divergences. A weak bounce from this zone would be devastating. No. Yes, it would be. But guess what? Hot tamale. Good question there. We need devastation in order to get a real turnaround. I'm not talking about a small bounce. I'm talking about a reversal here. So what we could see is everyone thinks, oh, we just SFP'd the range lows. Now it's time to long because we're SFPing. I'm taking it all the way up to 96, 97K, whatever. And we get a move for a week that comes up to 81K. And then we start to dump again. It's really going to wreck all the people that longed in here. And then we see our true bottom between 70 and 68K. That could also be fueled. Then you start to see a lot of people that we're longing in this wave 4 retrace. And then once you start breaking your 74K lows again, you're going to see shorts coming in. Okay, we're finally breaking the range down. We're breaking this range to the downside. You'll see shorts coming in, breakout traders shorting the breakdown of the range, but it would be a fake out of the breakdown into our macro support, golden pocket, value area high before seeing that rise to the upside. So that is the way market makers really trap retail traders, especially breakout traders, you know, because if we go out to the daily time frame, and let me just hide this here. If we go out to the daily time frame here, it is when you start to see the break of the range lows. A lot of these breakout traders will say, oh, you're breaking the range down, I'm going to short here. They short right into macro support. It's a perfect trap. Shorts, 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 boom, support, squeeze them. And all those shorts are used as the initial fuel to push us up higher. Just like this morning, we saw shorts shorting into taking out the SFP. I really like the longs that we're seeing step in right here. Look at this fresh amount of longs that are stepping in. This is starting to be a healthy move to the upside, and we need to see that short squeeze coming in soon. I want to see this thing starting to drop soon. And I think if we break our local golden pocket from the rejection of the VWAP earlier today to that low that we just made, I think if we start breaking about $76,000, that's where your VWAP is. That is when we're going to start to see a short squeeze. So let's see if we can't get that. Time attack. U.S. House passes government funding bill, ending the partial government shutdown and sending the bill to Trump's desk for signature. Okay, so if we are going to get a fake out of a government shutdown, this could be some bullish news that can give us at least a little bit of a bounce up over the next week or two. And easy peasy, CVD is for sure legit, man. CVD divergences are some of the most legit signals in the game. John Shanks, welcome in, man. Invest in alts. Can you just give me the money instead of throwing it to the fire? Right? Hot tamale, sometimes I feel like that when I'm investing in alts. It feels like you're just throwing money away. Man, it's been a rough bull cycle for a lot of the altcoins. You know, Solana, XRP made new all-time highs, and Ethereum did. But other than that, I don't think any other coin, BNB did as well. BNB was a beast this time. What is my TP for that scalp long on Bitcoin? It is going to be $79,589, or pretty much taking out yesterday's highs. Right? The SFP of yesterday's highs into that 382. Because that's a double top there at 79,339. Double top. So what we're looking for is this third wave could be ended now. We're looking for a retrace in a wave 4 before seeing the wave 5. By the way, when we come up to 79,600 to 81,700, I will be looking for shorts. And I understand it's dangerous to short after a 40% dump to the downside. But what I will be looking for is short positions from 382. And my stop will go above wherever that local wick is. I'll wait for the rejection, just like we waited here, waited for the reclaim. So I'll wait for the rejection. I'll put the stop above wherever that high is. And then I'll be targeting the golden pocket. You know, that could be a 12-to-1 scalp trade. So it doesn't, your trade in this trade would be far more profitable than this trade. This is only a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Now, it's probably not going to be that tight. It's probably going to be around a 6 or a 5 risk to reward ratio for that scalp short. But I will be looking to either scalp the 382 or the 0.5 Fibonacci upon the rejection. Upon the rejection, I'll be looking for those shorts to bring down to our macro golden pocket. All right. Mr. Moon, welcome in. Hello, Divine Hood. Could you please check out some altcoin like AVAX and Near Protocol? Yes. So let's just look at ETH real quick. So ETH is coming down and SFPing that level that we talked about in yesterday's live stream. Remember, guys, in yesterday's live stream, I said, We are hitting our macro spot buy area. It's our value area low of our 2-year long range, or it's almost 2 years. In March, it will be 2 years. But I said we might make one more low to come grab this liquidity and actually hit our Pitchfork band. We haven't even hit the Pitchfork band yet. But in like, we could even say, well, what am I doing? We could even say 1, 2, 3, and we're going to get a retrace and a 4 before coming down and seeing like a double bottom and a 5, or even coming down to about 1975, 1980 to finish this. But by the way, I did buy some spot ETH at 21.62. I bought some spot ETH yesterday at 21.62. This money flow on Ethereum looks absolutely horrendous. Like, honestly, the way money flow looks right now, guys, it's going to invalidate any bull divs that we see with the momentum. Like, it's very bad what we're seeing right now. And what it's suggesting is that we might see a much bigger crash. We might see capitulation happen in the next week or two. And like, I'm talking about a real breakdown. Now, really quickly here, I also talked about on my video that I made on, I've been emphasizing the total market cap and how the bottom of the Pitchfork was holding a support for 2.5 months. And when we started to see weakness and then we back tested it and rejected, from this rejection, I was saying it's likely that we are actually going to come down to our more macro support level, being the 1.618 Fibonacci extinction. That's the target for the fifth wave, the daily level, the weekly level. We're finally coming down to that support level. And yesterday we fell through, rejected our prior support, and now we're coming down to that macro support. So we see that Bitcoin is pretty much near macro support. Total market cap is near macro support. So we might see Bitcoin and the total market cap make one more rise before actually making a new low, hitting the 1.618, and Bitcoin hitting 70K to 68K. And then with total market cap at a macro support and Bitcoin at a macro support, that is when you have extra added confluence to look for at least some sort of bigger bounce to the upside. So we are coming to that. But I would say right now we could be ending the third wave of that impulse to the downside, where now we're going to see a fourth wave retrace that lasts about a week, or, you know, could last 3 times as long, 3-4 times as long. But just wanted to let you guys know that as soon as we started breaking the Pitchfork down, as soon as we back tested the Pitchfork, go watch the video from Wednesday that I posted on Wednesday, January 28th. I warned about this. I said we've lost it. We've had trouble reclaiming it. If we reject here, I expect us to come down to our next major support levels. And it's happening. And within our larger impulse to the downside, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, we're getting near the end of this impulse from the all-time highs. I think this is the all-time high on total market cap as well. So we're getting near the end of a major dumpage. But we need this to hold up. We really need this level to hold up. We really need 70K to 68K to hold up on Bitcoin. If it is not going to hold up, we could see major capitulation. And I'm talking major capitulation, guys, where if you think that what we've seen over the past 2 weeks is bad, 3 weeks is bad, we could see much, much worse. And if we look at, let me just go back to Bitcoin real quick. And we look at our fractal. Where was that? Let me grab this. I think it's on the index chart. Index chart here. Our fractals. This here. You saw that complex 3. At first, you got your big initial drop for a few months. You got that 3-wave corrective move that lasted about 2 months before seeing the ultimate capitulation here, right? So if we're going to see a repeat of this, this is capitulation. After seeing a multi-month retrace, after a 20% plus dump to the downside. Now, could we be seeing an exact repeat of that? Let's see. That one was a little bit different. There we go. You know, this is this price action here. And this fractal here, I was emphasizing, guys, was the last time we saw a green dot on the weekly time frame, right? On Market Cipher B. What did I just change? Green dot, a big green dot, got us 7 to 10 weeks of upside. Big green dot, 7 to 10 weeks of upside. And then you saw new lows come in. So whether we're looking at the beginning of the bull market or bear market, excuse me, or this last green dot, you saw this kind of dead cat bounce range before capitulation or a dead cat bounce range before capitulation. That is what we could be seeing. And man, this is what's the really scary part here. This is what is really, really scary for Bitcoin and the crypto market in total. From our prior cycle all-time highs to this cycle's all-time highs. Massive bearish divergences. Massive bearish divergences. Massive money flow bearish divergences. But even if we're looking at just this cycle, from 2024's all-time high to the beginning of the year 2025 to our most current all-time high, bear divs triple drive on the monthly. Money flow topped out and starting to curve to the downside. Now, when you see this on Market Cipher B, momentum bear divs with money flow topping out and curving down, and then you go down to NAMI and you see multiple drives of bear div and money flow bear div, that is my primary setup for a trade. Like if I see the momentum bear div on Market Cipher B with money flow topping out and rolling over, multiple drives of bear div on NAMI and money flow bear div, that combination for me hits about I would say over 75% of the time for a successful trade. We are seeing that on the high time frame, monthly levels. That means that this could be major dumpage to the downside, guys. I don't want to, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's a probability. And technically, that specific setup for me in my journey has really played out very, very nicely. Okay, keep missing your live stream because it's midnight in my time zone, but I always watch them later. They help me a lot. Thank you. Well, Mr. Moon, thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time to watch them later. I hope they help you in some ways. I know it's better to kind of catch it live. You can ask questions live, but thank you for just supporting the channel, supporting me. I really appreciate that, man. Decrypto, welcome in. Anybody who's not already long might get another chance to long the low of a double bottom. Yes, they could. And let's see what we're seeing here. I'm not convinced that we're gonna move up quite yet. We need these longs. Okay, see how our open interest is starting to drop here, guys? Open interest is starting to drop, and we're still seeing long positions come in. So this could be the start of a short squeeze. We want to start squeezing up. Man, if we break local market structure, it's not going to look good. Let me get rid of this. I don't want to break these lows at 74, like 120-ish, 160-ish, 74, 160-ish. We want to maintain market structure locally on the 1 minute. Dread mining, 35K. Yeah, that is going to be our macro golden pocket. Pulled from the bear market lows up to the all-time high. And I'm just going to double check that. Bear market lows up to all-time high. Turn on your golden pocket. But remember, that golden pocket, see, here's a prime example of why you use a log scale. A golden pocket retrace is supposed to be a 61.8% retrace. Well, let's say 61.8% retrace. So if we take it from the all-time high down to that 61.8, does that look like 61.8% of this entire move? Does this look like 61.8% of that move? No, it does not. Now, does this look like 61.8% of that entire move? Yes, it does. It's over half of it, right? So that is why it's important on high volatility moves like this to use the log scale. You can see this is the improper golden pocket. 61.8% is psychologically ingrained into our minds, into our psyche. So getting that proper 61.8% retracement is very key, guys. Very, very key. An example of that, Ethereum. We're coming down to the log golden pocket, pulled from the $1,400 lows up to your all-time highs. If you pull the regular golden pocket for that, we've already broken it by far. 27 to 26. Sure, it can still give you a bit of a bounce, especially if there's a POC confluence there, right? But this is your real support down here. All right, there we go. Come on. We're getting above the SFP level. We're back testing it right now, holding it locally. So we want to start to see that short squeeze come in. Let's go, boys. Let's go, bulls. Give me a TP1 here. How do I know if I got into your Telegram group? I deposited 100 and verified with my user ID. So you should be in. You should just be able to get into it. In the actual Telegram, if you look at the Telegram, there's multiple channels. There's a channel that says Divine Hood Trades. That is a post only or a read only for you guys. I'm the only one allowed to post in there. There's a channel that says General, where you can tag me and ask me questions. There's an announcements channel. There's a swing signals channel. There's a market analysis channel. There's a scalp signals channel. There's a whales room channel and BYDFI customer support channel. You should see all those different channels in there. Now, generally, guys, I only post on my channel, Divine Hood Trades. I will sometimes chat in the general chat with you guys, but I'm not posting my scalp setups in the scalp signals channel. I'm just posting it in my general channel. So if you guys are interested in looking at what I'm thinking, just go to the thread that's Divine Hood Trades. Divine Hood's Trade. 61.8 is psychologically ingrained into me because it's so close to 69. Oh, yeah. Hot tamale, I have to agree with that, man. Darksby, 35K might actually cause a lot of damage to strategy. I think it would cause MicroStrategy to go bankrupt, to be honest. MicroStrategy going bankrupt might be the reason we do drop to 35K. TP1 is at 79, or some profit taking. No, my TP1 is pretty much breaking yesterday's highs at the 382 Fibonacci. 79,600, breaking yesterday's highs of 79.4. Because if we see that perfect swing failure pattern, then you come down to the golden pocket, and then we could retrace up to that 0.5 before seeing the dump to 70K. Because once again, if you missed the beginning of the stream, we're looking for the larger fifth wave to end from 98K down to potentially 70K, right? And so we're looking for 5 waves in here. 1, this was your WXY running flat correction in a 2. We could have just ended our 3 today because within the sub count of your 3, you have 1, 2, 3. Here's another flat in a 4, 5. So that's your third wave. Now we're looking for a fourth wave to last about a week to 3 weeks before seeing another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come down. Now, is the third wave guaranteed to be in right now? No, it's not. It could still keep dumping. The third wave can be 2.618, 3.618 times as long of the extinction. Not the extinction, guys, the extension. So if we look at this trend-based Fibonacci extinction, we go to the 1.618. That's what we hit yesterday. But you could go to the 3.618, to the 2.618, or to the 2. Another common target is the 2. I actually like that 2 level because if we pull our Fibonacci expansions from the lows of wave 4 to the highs of wave 4, and we turn on those wave 5 targets, you can see that 1.618, which is most commonly hit on that fifth wave, right at that 2.0 Fibonacci extinction. And that would actually be a really nice, like, if we continue down here, bounce from here, and then see your fourth wave before seeing a 5 to actually hit the golden pocket. So you're going to front run the golden pocket here and then come down to like 68K for your wave 5. That would be nice to see. But I'm in a long trade right now. So actually, I don't want to see that. I want to see this push up from right now up to here. Let's see how our order flow is looking. Yeah, gosh, we are seeing a lot of longs step in here. You can see now even more new longs are stepping in. I'm worried about this, guys. We could create some bearish CVD divergences if we keep seeing long step in. So if our CVD, this is going to be what we're looking for bearish CVD absorption, okay? If our CVD continues to rise above yesterday's highs, above these highs right in here, if CVD goes higher than those highs, but price action is making lower highs, right? If we're making lower highs here, higher highs here, and your open interest is steadily increasing, which it is, and it continues to steadily increase, that is bearish CVD absorption. Now, if we're seeing bearish CVD absorption coming into this golden pocket VWAP area, I'll close the trade right away. I'll just close the whole thing because that bearish CVD absorption plays out 75 to 80% of the time. A proper signal. And a proper signal, you want to see a steady increase here. And right now, I have to say, with how fast CVD is starting to rise, we might see it. We might see it. So we can pull that very local golden pocket, rejection from the VWAP earlier today to the lows that we just made. I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to leave the 0.5 on too. There, and then, yeah. Not quicker. Welcome in. Tiki Taku, welcome in. Bulls Keck 100. I told. Yeah. Keep saying extinction. We can use it to be able to tell if anyone you have been replaced by a. There you go. Right. I'll keep saying it, or maybe it will be our inside joke for the community. And you know how Jason has chickens drinking water as the swing failure pattern, his kind of term for a swing failure pattern. Maybe we'll say extinction levels. Can you look at money flow for NASDAQ or ES? Yes, we can look at that real quick. And then I'll start going into some of the altcoins, guys. So ES here. And I don't know what time frame you're looking at the money, what you want to look at on money flow. This looks so bad, by the way. Guys, this, if you want to talk about some bearish divergences, like the craziest bearish divergences I've seen that can cause a bear market in the S&P on the daily time frame, on a high time frame, with pretty much from September of 2025. Higher highs in the price action. Actually, not from September, from July of 2025. Higher highs in the price action. Look at these lower highs coming in on your momentum. And money flow draining out, about to finally cross into the red here. This is the craziest bearish divergence I've seen for quite some time. I mean, this could give us a drop all the way back down, $6,200 or so, maybe like $6,300, $6,300 on the S&P. But these bearish divergences are very aggressive, very, very aggressive. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame. I mean, okay, so you do have some slight bear div here on the weekly time frame. Nami has bear div, and look at the money flow draining out on the weekly, about to cross into the red. Actually, this week, it is crossing into the red here on the weekly time frame. So this thing could be about to roll over here, guys. Inside these pitchfork bands, you often do form these ranges within these bands here. So we've been forming ranges for 3 months now within this band. If we start to lose the band, that's when you could see an aggressive drop on the S&P. Now lower time frames, let's go to the 1 hour chart here. Yeah, money flows leaving out of the asset, both NAMI and Market Cipher B. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. All right, 4-hour. Yeah, you're starting to roll over back into the red here, and you can see NAMI's just crossing back into the red. Honestly, I would probably want to come take out these lows, the liquidity at 68.14, because that's right into the bottom of the Pitchfork band. So if we can come down to 68.14, that might be real nice to look for a bounce. How much is the Coinalyze chart? The Coinalyze chart is free. Go to coinalyze.net. Once you're in coinalyze.net, you're going to go to futures data up here. Go to individual charts and go to the Bitcoin chart. I'm using the Bybit chart. Once you're there, just go into your indicators and you're going to type in CVD. That's going to give you your CVD. Now, I use an aggregated open interest. You can use the regular open interest, but for me and my back testing, I've been using Coinalyze for 2-3 years, actually probably 3-4 years. The aggregated open interest does seem to give you a better signal. So I use aggregated open interest, but regular CVD. And I use the Bybit chart because there's a lot of futures trading on Bybit. Besides Coinbase, I think Bybit's the second best chart on there. Not Binance, but Bybit. Now, Coinbase, I will use the Coinbase chart sometimes for Coinalyze, but for looking at CVD divergences, I use Bybit. Everything else, volume levels, Coinbase is my main chart that I follow. Dang, are we going to start dumping again? Come on, bulls. You really need to step in here. Creating kind of like a bull flag type of thing here. 1 minute bull flag type of thing here. We need this to break up. That could be the short squeeze in progress if we break this up. Oh, man, this is just not looking good. We're pretty much at my entry right now. Are you looking to close out your BTC trade on the B wave top? No, not necessarily. So if we get the ABC in a wave 4, I'll close 50% of it at the B wave top. So like, see how the third wave is in here, if it is in, and then we're going to get that A, B, C like this to come up over the next week or 2 weeks. I'll close 50% of it here. I might even look to re-add that back down here. But as soon as we start breaking these highs again for a second time, if we break them and then lose them, I'll just close the trade. Because it could be a flat in here as well. It could be, or it could be like a shorter where you don't actually make it up to the 0.5. But I would like to do a little bit of a experiment here. I'm going to pull a golden pocket retrace from the lows that we just saw today. I'm going to put it right on that 382. We're going to look at the golden pocket. Okay, 75.4 to 75.2 would be that golden pocket. Let me just. So if we did something like this, where we come up right now, hit into that 382 SFP in yesterday's highs, drop back down to the golden pocket, and now we can look for our target for that C wave. So we would go straight to the 382, and then we would come down to the golden pocket. We would look between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. So yeah, see how that 1-to-1 would be really close to that 0.5? So then your C wave could come up in that general zone. In this general zone here, I would be looking to take profit fully. So TP1, maybe add to it if we start to bounce from the golden pocket, close it out completely here and look to flip short, quite honestly. Because then we would be expecting 5 to come in. That's all theoretical right now. None of that has happened. I guess I shouldn't be concentrating on that right now. because it looks like we want to keep dumping. Man, we actually have some longs that are starting to close out. David, awesome, man. You long 74.5 as well. That's good. Machi HK, welcome in, my friend. Yeah, it is a crypto collapse, right? Crypto collapse. 3.44K limit order at 75,000 using Kyoto. Okay. I don't think it's, yeah, it might not be done, man. It might not be. The way that money flow looks, especially on the 4-hour time frame, it's not ideal. Even the 1 hour, money flow's aggressively leaving. It's about to roll over on NAMI here. 4 hours, a really nice intermediate time frame to look at, guys. And look at the money flow here. Heavily exiting here again on Market Cipher. And if we look at NAMI here, well, yeah. Let's see how this looks. This is the scariest part. 8-hour time frame. Now, guys, I look at the 1 hour chart quite a bit, the 4-hour chart quite a bit, and the 8-hour chart is kind of my secret time frame. When you have bull divs on the 8-hour, or you have bear divs on the 8-hour, and then you want to look at money flow on the 8-hour, 8-hour chart actually gives you really good kind of confirmation bias. And look at this 8-hour money flow. Look at how bearish, straight down right now. No sign of relief. Even on NAMI, the 8-hour was starting to rise. Look at it starting to roll over here. Now, we do have multiple drives of 8-hour bull div on NAMI. Bull div, bull div, bull div, and potentially bull div again. So you're starting to see multiple drives of bull div come in here on the 8-hour, and then you even have your money flow. Actually, no, you don't have money flow bull divs. All right, we really just need to hold 74.4. These lows here. We need to just hold this. If we can just, kind of create this sort of bull flag here. But the way this is looking, I honestly think we might reject from the VWAP. If we start to reject from the VWAP, I'm going to pull out 25% right away to cover my fees. Why is USDT dumping on the 1 minute? Well, 1 minute is such a small time frame, but I mean, man, this could even be, no, I wouldn't say a distribution quite yet. I mean, you're seeing a little retrace of an imbalance candle here on the USDT chart, but I would say overall your trend obviously is still up here. This is the scary part too, guys. The USDT dominance chart. We just talked about this in yesterday's live stream. We could be in some sort of bull flag breakout where we come take out the highs, or even if you're looking at the smaller pull, come take out these internal highs here. This could get much worse. Like, we could really see capitulation happen soon for crypto. This, and not SFPing the double highs. First of all, this is what I was talking about yesterday. What was that? On November 21st, Friday, November 21st, you can see we came up and we barely front ran the SFP of these highs, just like Bitcoin on 74K yesterday. So you see a small retrace, a small little corrective move here, and then you're less likely to see the SFP because you front ran it so closely on the test before. What are we seeing today on Bitcoin? Because we did so closely front run yesterday, the 74K lows, so closely front run them yesterday, but we did front run them. Now you break through it. Bitcoin's just looking weak here, guys. It's just looking weak. Money flow's about to cross. Money flow's in the red. We need to see those longs stepping in. Looks good, but my targets are way lower still. Yeah, this could absolutely drop way lower. AXSCB, welcome in, man. Just got in. You still long? I just longed from $74,516. Yes, easy peasy. This CVD and open interest chart on CoinLize is such a blessing. Been using Asian YouTube streams for the same thing. Man, yes. AGGR is another free platform, but AGGR doesn't give you open interest, so I tend to use CoinLize. But I'm glad this helps you. Honestly, this tool, CVD divergences, are one of the best tools you can use. So, definitely, man. Definitely. Yo, hoodies. Jojo, what's up, man? Welcome in. We are the hoodies in here, guys. There is a target at top of USDT dominance. Yeah, I mean, okay, good. I like what we're seeing here. We're overall holding. I want to see that start to push up. Very nice. All right, let's see if this short squeeze starts here. Let's see if we can get this short squeeze to start. If we can see CVD continuing to rise up here, because closing out of short positions is market buys, and we could see this take a dumperoni, you're going to see that short squeeze start to take place. But be careful of the 618 at your VWAP, $76,000, 76,100-ish. CD Dingle, CD Dingle. What you want to see for absorption. Now, remember, absorption is the key signal we're looking for. We're not looking for just divergences. We're looking for absorption. So in a bullish absorption, in bullish CVD absorption, you're seeing your price action make higher lows on the chart, right? So you have bullish market structure, higher lows on the chart. You want to see the CVD making lower lows. That means active market participants are shorting the market, because all CVD is active longs, market longs, or market shorts. So if CVD is dropping, that means shorts are entering the market. But you want to see if they're fresh positions. You want to see your open interest steadily rising. All your open interest is the amount of positions opening or closing. So if open interest is rising, that means positions are opening. If open interest is dropping, that means positions are closing out. So in order to see absorption, you have to have new money to absorb, right? You can't absorb if people are closing out their positions. There's nothing to absorb. So for bullish CVD divergence, you want to see higher lows on the price action. You want to see lower lows on the CVD with a steady, nice increase in your open interest. That is absorption. Now, let's say on the other hand, you were seeing the price action making higher lows on the chart, your CVD making lower lows, but your open interest is also dumping. That is called CVD divergence. Now, that is not near as strong as a signal. That's like exhaustion. You're pretty much seeing exhaustion. That is not near as good as a signal as seeing absorption. Absorption plays out 75 to 85% of the time for a really good, nice, confirmed signal to take action on. Divergences, CVD divergence, if your open interest is dropping too, it just means a lot of these longers that opened long positions here, open long positions here, open long positions here, they're just starting to take profit, right? That's why you're taking profit on a long is a sell. That's why this would be going down here. And that's why your open interest would be going down, because they're closing their long position. So open interest would be going down. So that is what you want to see for bullish CVD absorption. Now for bearish CVD absorption, you're in this downtrend, right? You're making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs. And your CVD, let's say your CVD was kind of doing this and then sees a big drop and then it starts coming back up here. And you're making lower highs on the price action, but you're making higher highs on the CVD. That is bearish CVD divergences. And with bearish CVD absorption, once again, you want to see that nice steady increase in open interest because you need new money, new positions to be absorbed. So that is what you want to see for bearish CVD absorption. Lower highs on the price action, higher highs on the CVD, steady rise in open interest. Now, if you're seeing a drop in open interest while you're seeing the bearish CVD divergences, that is just bearish exhaustion, right? So the bears, the shorters, are just starting to take profits on their shorts from higher, and that's why your open interest is dropping, and that's why your CVD is rising, because a take profit on a short is a market buy, pretty much. So I hope that helps a little bit, CD Dingle. Maybe we'll clip that little segment and put that on as a short or a short video on my channel. All right. Big Deal Whales, welcome in. Tony CC, welcome in. No, guys, I haven't started the Discord, and honestly, it's going to be some time. It's going to be at least a couple months, guys. I just want to make sure. I've been so busy lately with what I've got going on in my life, other than trading and YouTube right now, that I want to. It's going to be some time, but you guys will hear it from me ahead of time. Obviously the OGs that have been with me, I think I'm going to give like, for the first, 50 or 100 people that join, I'm probably going to give a big discount to you guys, the OGs in here. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But for now, we're going to stick with the Telegram. And also I have to talk with BYDFI about this too, because I am in a partnership with BYDFI with the Telegram. If you guys see, BYDFI kind of helps me run that Telegram. Actually, they do a lot for me. I'm really appreciative of BYDFI. By the way, guys, let me take a second to shout out the partners of the channel. So BYDFI is our main partner of the channel. They're a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need to sign up is an email and a password. Now, if you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, but you can actually earn up to 40% discounts on trading fees. You do have to deposit some pretty large amounts into the exchange to get the 40% discounts, but they're offering tiers there. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you move in those futures markets. And they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. So like I said, $100 deposit, you get a 50% deposit bonus, $50 on a $100 deposit. If you deposit between $1,000 and $5,000, you'll get a 20% deposit bonus. And between $7,500 to $20,000, you'll get a 10% deposit bonus. So really, really great deals, guys. So offering some of the biggest initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry of all the exchanges. Also offering some of the best discounts on trading fees. On top of that, I've partnered with BYDFI to create the Telegram community. The Telegram community is free. It is a private community, though. All you need to do to get in is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link and then deposit $100 into the exchange. Once again, that $100 is your money to trade with. You will get the 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can get the 50% deposit bonus if you do KYC. And once you've done that, click the Telegram link that RPink just posted in the chat. Thank you, RPink, for that. Really appreciate that. And the BYDFI link he just posted in the chat. Click the Telegram link, and once you're on that Telegram Verify channel, you're going to type in /verify in your user ID, and that will bring up for you. You will get into the Telegram, and once you're in, guys. That's it. Once you're in. Now, eventually, me and BYDFI are in talks. We might be changing the structure of this Telegram. So also, if you're interested in joining, you might not want to wait too long, because we might be changing this as well in the future. But once again, that would probably be some time out there. We're trying to incentivize traders to trade on BYDFI. So for me, this is a win-win situation, and I'm completely open and honest and transparent with you guys. I do not get any money from BYDFI other than a percentage of the trading fees that you would be giving to any exchange, whether that was BYDFI, Bybit, Binance, Blowfin, whatever exchange you're using, you're going to pay trading fees on your trades. So BYDFI is, we have this win-win situation where I get a percentage of those trading fees that you are already going to give to the exchange anyways. And you guys get discounts on trading fees if you sign up using my affiliate link. So I think it's a win-win for everyone. And BYDFI is really trying to incentivize you guys not only to deposit on the exchange, but also to trade on the exchange. Obviously, it fills their order books. It gives them more trading volume throughout the day. So that is that's the incentive program there. Now, second partner of the channel is NAMI. NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator down here. Wow, we're starting to short squeeze, guys. Okay. Yes, let's keep an eye on this, but we're starting to short squeeze here. So NAMI is a momentum and money flow indicator. I use it for all my confirmations on my trades. I'm looking at money flow. I'm looking at bull divs or bear divs. And NAMI has partnered with the channel to do 50% off. If you do want to sign up with NAMI, use my affiliate link in the description and use discount code DIVINE50. That'll get you 50% off. And for me, NAMI's been an invaluable tool to help me maximize my trade profits. Lastly, we have Bybit and MEXC, both great exchanges, both offering discounts on trading fees. Bybit's offering up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses, and MEXC is offering a 10% initial deposit bonus up to $1,000. Yes, guys, we are starting to short squeeze. All right, this is nice to see. Look at what just happened here. We came between the 1.236 and the 1.618 of that wave 5. We bounced from that area. We bounced from the top of that fair value gap. I showed you guys that fair value gap on the daily time frame. And what happened here is we were able to get back above the level, back test that level, and hold it as support. So now we're squeezing. We need to watch for this golden pocket coming up here at around 76,100 to 76,300 because that's where your VWAP is. If we reject from this area, it is likely that we are going to make new lows on the day. So let's keep an eye out at this very, very local resistance coming up here. RPing, thank you so much. Guys, RPing posted all the affiliate links in the chat. Really appreciate that, RPing. Thank you so much for doing that. And getting back to the TA here, we need to watch here to see if we're going to see a rejection here, but we are starting to see that short squeeze. So what we want to see here, look at how our open interest is really starting to tank now. This is perfectly playing out the way we described this 20 minutes ago. You can hold your prior, you get above $74,400, you flip it to support, and that's when the short squeeze can start. So we are seeing that CVD continuing to rise because shorts are getting closed out. When a short gets closed out, it's a market buy. And we know that it's a short squeeze happening right now because look at where the CVD is pushing up aggressively. That's also where your open interest is dropping aggressively. So those are not new long positions that are stepping in. It's a short squeeze that is happening right now. We're starting to see a short squeeze here. Yeah, Tiki Taku, Sol did not make a new low, and I'm looking at Solana to potentially very high probability to SFP those $96 lows, but I'm hoping that we can get that retrace like Bitcoin for a week or 2 weeks before coming down and double bottoming and SFPing that low. But be aware because just like with Bitcoin yesterday, we front ran the SFP. So if we do drop, we could drop straight through it. But it would be nice to SFP Monday's lows, which is not a weekend low, unlike Bitcoin's lows were Sunday lows. It would be nice to SFP Monday's lows at $95 and get a push up there. 123 is going to be big resistance for us now on Sol. It is the value area low of your 2-year long range. Okay. Hey, Divine Foot, how you doing, brother? Mine Tapestry, welcome in. I'm doing really great. Really, really good. We just caught a live scalp trade long here. I caught one. I don't know if any of you guys did as well, but yeah, looks like another fall on BTC before going up. Yeah, I think, well, we're starting to short squeeze very locally here. We're starting to short squeeze to the upside. This is exactly what we want to see. Now, guys, remember, with a short squeeze, when the short squeeze ends, if new longs don't step in to continue pushing the price up, you will fall right back down. So we want to see new longs step in on the order books and continue to push it up. We're coming up right now intraday, very low time frame. We're coming up to the VWAP here, which is we are going to have to pay attention to this golden pocket VWAP rejection area. If we do reject from here, I'm taking 25% out right away. Money flow looks like it wants to roll over here, and on NAMI, it's already starting to roll over. So let's see. I want to squeeze through this. Essentially, we want to see a squeeze through this and a back test of it. Let's see if we get it. Now, remember, first take profit, 79,600-ish. 79.4 to 79.6 is my first take profit. If we can get that, if we can get the SFP here, the SFP take profit, I will take out 50%, and then I'll be looking for a retracement to the golden pocket, and then another move up in that C wave, just like I've been talking about during the entire stream. And I will be here to guide you guys through to the best of my ability through all of this in the Telegram, in the live streams. I will be live again on Thursday, live again on Friday. But yeah, awesome, Overcome. I'm glad you jumped in as well. Look at this is exactly what we wanted to see. Short squeeze straight through it. Boom. Now, no, don't close. Okay. If this 5-minute candle closes below the golden pocket, I'm pulling 25% out. We want to see this continue to push right now. We want to see this thing short squeeze up right now. And look at that short squeeze we're starting to see. CVD going pretty much straight up here, but your open interest is dropping here. So we are seeing some shorts get stopped out at the golden pocket at the VWAP. We need this 5-minute candle to close above the golden pocket. We really need to see a push up here. Like, let me just grab my phone. I'm going to make sure I'm ready to pull some out just in case. Wow, nice little profit on that scalp long already. But I'm not taking it out unless we close this 5-minute below. We have a minute and a half, 2 minutes left essentially. Carvella, welcome in, man. Good to see you. What do you think about going to 100K in the next few weeks? I think we are going to make a low, one more low that could be 2 or 3 weeks away before going to 100K. But I think we're going to hit 70K support before going to 100K. Because essentially we're looking at, and if you missed the beginning of the live stream, I would encourage you to go back and watch the beginning of the live stream. But we're looking at a larger 5-wave impulse down here within the rejection from the rejection from 98K down to about 70K. We're looking at this 5-wave move down. So within that 5-wave move down, where's that? We're looking for, from the rejection of 98K, a 1, 2. We just probably ended our 3 just now, or maybe not, but it looks like it could be. We're looking for a retrace in a wave 4 that could last about a week to 2 weeks. It's going to be similar in time to your wave 2 or longer. So we want a wave 4 retrace that could last a week or 2 weeks, get everyone super bullish. Oh, bull market's back on, bull market's back on. One last dump to stop those out, cause max pain. Once we hit this level, I expect a rally. I don't know about 100K. We might see 98K around the POC of the range again. But what we need to look for, let's just say this does play out. Let's say that we end our 5th wave at 70K, between 70K and 68K. And then what I would be doing is pulling a golden pocket from the all-time high to wherever that low is going to be. I would be turning it on log scale because that's more than a 30% drop. And I would be looking, around 100K, actually. That's exactly where I'd be looking for a potential rejection. Now, because we're looking at a larger A, B flat, C correction, this could impulse to new all-time highs. This could be now the start of another very bullish trend. So I will be definitely looking to take some profit around the golden pocket just in case we reject and create bear market. But this is a multi-month corrective move after a weekly impulse to the upside. We saw the weekly impulse to the upside that lasted, what, 3 years almost? What was this? Yeah, 784 days, however long that is. And then we've seen our corrective move take place for roughly, and it's not done yet, but roughly about, 378 days or so. Actually, we can do that trend-based Fibonacci time again. I would be looking around the 0.5 Fibonacci. So February 23rd or around then, it doesn't have to be on that exact day. I would be looking for a bottom at 70K to 68K around February 23rd, where then we could see the move up. Whether that's just going to be that and then a fall back down, or it's going to be another super bullish cycle where we start to push up here to new all-time highs. But this February 23rd, let's keep an eye on that, guys, around there. Actually, let's go to the daily time frame. It's going to be around February 20th. So actually, that's a Friday. I would expect it to be that next Monday. So it would be, the 23rd. That Monday, the 23rd-ish, is when I would expect to see a potential major low time-wise being put in for this 5-wave move down. All right, let's get back to looking at the scalps. I have wanted to do more scalp live trading with you guys during these live streams, so I'm glad we got that opportunity today. Damn. Okay. Damn. All right. If we close this 5-minute candle under the golden pocket, I am taking some profit. We're still chugging along in there. We are seeing fresh shorts step in right now at the golden pocket, at the VWAP. Look at this. Let me zoom in on the 1 minute. Fresh shorts are stepping in. So you can see here, short positions are entering, and they are new short positions that are entering at the VWAP, the Coinbase VWAP. Very interesting. But look at, we're going to start. Hopefully we're going to keep squeezing right now because those new short positions could get squeezed out right now as well. I think there's a high chance we could start squeezing here. Come on, boys. Come on, bulls. Let's go. Where's Jason with the pump song when you need him? Let's see. Let me do this. I guess I shouldn't play Jason's pump song, huh? Because I'd probably get a copyright strike. I was going to play Jason's pump song, and I also need to ask his permission. Well, all right, let me check the chat again. I would say we are entering bear market, and the end of the bear market will be around late September, October this year. Yeah, it could be. My GHK, if we are going to go into that real big bear market, first of all, I think we're going to drop down to, mid 50s at the very least, mid 50s. But I would, mid to low 50s, 52, 55. I know we have a big weekly level at 55. And we might drop until we hit the 618, which is going to be in May. No. Okay. You do know that most of the time in a 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, it pumps for roughly 3 years and it has a bear market for roughly 1 year. So if we are going to pump for 3 years and then have a bear market for 1 year, I would be expecting around March of 2027, but it would probably be actually, late 2026, early 2027, maybe. Yeah, short money, Dr. Goat, short money is definitely quicker in my, when it dumps, it dumps. So it's pretty nice to catch a good short. Shoot, if you guys caught that short with me in the Telegram and in the live streams over the past 3 weeks or so, remember, I shorted $97,200 on the back test of the golden pocket here at 97,200-ish. It was like 97,180. And then I took some profit right here when we back tested the value area high of that range. We back tested the value area high, took some profit right here, 50% profit. Then we dropped to the POC. I longed $87,500. I took profit at $90,500 once we broke this high. And I also compounded my short from $90,500 that was halfway out from up here. Then we dropped to $86,300. I took 50% of what was left out of the short position at $86,300. I also longed $86,302. And then I took profit on that at $89,500. And I added to the short again at $89,500. Now, I did close out that short completely once we hit $75,000. I front ran the lows just barely. Over the weekend, I pretty much closed that short out. And I am now in a long, what was that earlier today in the stream? I just longed today. I don't even see. There it is. At 74,516.1. You're going to have to hold your short for a year. Well, man, if that thing is in profit, hold it. Hold that sucker, baby. I do have to say, there is some, especially on NAMI here, guys. These 3 lower lows that we've seen and the higher lows that we're seeing here, money flow curving up here on NAMI. NAMI is quicker to confirm than Binance, than Market Cipher B. But even on Market Cipher B, we have some pretty nice bull divs potentially forming here. And it could give us that retracement at least, maybe to, what was that, 81.6, 81.7? We also need to be aware of those prior lows. Always be aware of prior lows, major lows, because we could see the 3-wave corrective move. Actually, I would be expecting something like this, a shallower move where we could reject from around those prior lows. Dang. Okay, we are not really, we're struggling here, guys. We're struggling, and I don't like the fact that we're struggling here. Oh, but money flow looks pretty good. This almost looks like a little 1-minute bull pennant thing in here. Money flow starting to come up. Hidden bull div just printed. We need this. We need to start closing some we need to start breaking this, though. Yeah, it does. Machi K, you're right. This looks like a 3-wave corrective move so far. And let's actually take our targets for that. So we'll take our trend-based Fibonacci extinction, and we'll go check out that target. So it's just a bit higher. Let's watch for that rejection in between this zone here, just a bit higher. If we break out of this fake triangle, not fake, low time frame triangle, SFP, the high we just made on the 1 minute. You're opening a short. Just make sure you're using proper risk management, John. Like, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to be your mother or anything like that. But if you're opening a short, I would probably put it above that 1-to-1, and I would be targeting the lows down there. That's a nice scalp trade there. But I think we're going to keep squeezing, to be honest. We are dangerously close to starting to form some bearish CVD divergences, though. Let's keep an eye out for that, guys. Lower highs. If we make higher highs here, because we do have a steady, pretty steady. Another thing to see in CVD, guys, is when you see a nice steady increase like this, and then you see a big prolonged drop in open interest, it does tend to invalidate. It's not a hard invalidation, but it does tend to invalidate the local absorption that you're seeing. Those shorts that stepped in, look at right here, we had some shorts stepping in. They're about to get squeezed out, and we're about to push higher. Nice spike in volume at the end of the move. If this is a three-wave corrective move here, you want to see that spike in volume come in at the very end, and it is starting to. This actually doesn't. Man, bulls, just step in a little bit, would you? We've already had enough dumpage for the day. Hit that 1-to-1. We hit the 1-to-1. Let's see here. And we can actually pull our golden pocket because I pulled it from this high, but we can pull it from actually like the high of that corrective move. So let's pull the golden pocket to this high, and that golden pocket right there, pretty much right where your 1.236 is. If we lose the VWAP, I'm closing out some of this trade. Ooh, squeeze these shorts. Yes, let's squeeze them. Hidden bear divs on the 3-minute and the 5-minute. Yeah, and man, all right, well, we're just going to have to be patient here and wait to see what happens. We're chopping right around that VWAP, right around that local golden pocket. ETH, man, if you guys longed the ETH SFP right here at 2113, you are looking golden. Now, ETH is already breaking market structure bullishly on the 5-minute. Wow, Ethereum. Gosh, guys, I really did want to take that long position from there. I missed it. And look at these nice bull divs here. Nice ass bull divs. Money flow curving to the upside here. Nice bull divs. Money flow curving to the upside here. Actually, money flow bull divs too. I mean, ETH could really start to pop here. And remember, there's a reason why I bought spot at 2162. This is a major support level for Ethereum. A major support level. Now that we actually grabbed the liquidity, very, very key liquidity, just grabbed it. I want to check the dominance here. Wow, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Let's go. Altcoins, let's see if we can see the altcoins pop here. Altcoins might get a move. A lot of the altcoins are at some major lows. Bitcoin dominance dropping pretty aggressively. If we start to break our local golden pocket that we're at right now, or we're starting to break right now, we might see alts pump up a little bit higher than Bitcoin. Another thing. Okay, I was going to go into some of the alts. I was going to go into AVAX. Let me just real quickly here, AVAX. Yeah, AVAX is at that major 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction support level. So, AVAX is at a pretty nice support level, guys. You need to reclaim $10 pretty quickly, though. Because if we're looking at this being, man, I would even say, because you could count this as like some sort of contracting diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a contracting diagonal. At the end of 5, you might even move up to the golden pocket. Pulled from, actually, you would pull it from the high of the contracting diagonal to the low, and then we would put it on log scale. Oh, it is on log scale. We could move all the way up to $30, which is the value area high of the range of our 2-year long range. And it's also your upper pitchfork band. That would be very nice. Let's go. All right, we're holding that VWAP for now. We're not out of the woods yet, guys. We are not out of the woods yet. If this was going to be a little mini impulse, 1, 2, you'd want this to keep going. 3, 4, 5, and your 3, you'd want to come up to like the 1.618. And then remember, so actually what I would want to see if we're ending wave 3 here today, remember we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. If we're ending wave 3 here today, and we're going to see a retracement between $79,600 and $81,700. You want to see that ABC. You want to see within your A wave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would look for it to come up to SFP these highs. You would look for a 3-wave corrective move, probably down to the golden pocket. And then you would look for another 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to come up to around the 0.5 Fibonacci. And that would give you your higher time frame 535 or ABC. A, B, C. And that's going to be in your wave 4 before seeing a wave 5 potentially down to 70K. That's what we want to see come in, ideally. Does it always play out perfect? Well, we definitely know that it doesn't always play out perfect like that. So Shudbram, we just longed Bitcoin from around 75K. I would definitely not be, actually 74.5K. I would definitely not be longing right now because you are at like local intraday resistance. And I wouldn't be shorting either because we could be at the end of our big wave 3. So if you missed the long from like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, you kind of have to be patient and sit on your hands and wait here because once again, and I don't know if you missed the beginning of the stream, I would encourage you to go watch the beginning of the stream. As far as our larger time frames go, we could be ending our 3rd wave here, right? Our 3rd wave could be done. That's locked. Okay, let's. Of the big move down from 98K. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and now we're going to see a wave 4 come in before seeing 5th wave down to 70K. So, but you kind of missed your entry, at least for the day. You kind of missed that entry. The reclaim of $74,500 was kind of your trigger. And I would now, if I missed that, I would just be patient and wait a little bit because if you're going to reject from here, you're probably going to make another low. And that means the wave 3 is probably not done. We are getting a nice reaction here. And remember that target for the 5th wave was hit between the 1.236 and the 1.618. So within this smaller 3rd wave, 1, 2, 3, this was a flat and a 4, 5. So within the 3rd wave of the larger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Easy peasy. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. You guys, I really appreciate your kind comments so much, and so much of the attitude you guys bring here, the experience, you know, throwing different ideas out. Machi HK, I love it when you throw your ideas out on stream, and we just kind of go over them as well. We tend to align a lot there, especially with the Elliot waves. Look at the anchored VWAP from the beginning of third wave bounced perfectly. So from that 25K. Okay, thank you, Olafray. From 25K. So the end of 2, beginning of 3. We're going to be looking at that anchored VWAP from this low. Okay, on Coinbase, we are front running it. Or yeah, Coinbase, it's a bit lower. It's at like 72K. But let's go to Bybit here and let's check out Bybit. Because also this wick here on Bybit was a lot bigger than the wick on Coinbase. And that's why our pitchforks, even though it's the same exact pitchfork structure, they're different. Yeah, I mean, actually, you're even rejecting from it right now. You're using it as resistance right now on Bybit. Interesting. It's actually like where we're at right now. Or over the past, you know, it's at 78.8, 78.9. But let's go now to Binance, maybe. What exchange are you looking at there? Is my question to you. Okay, yeah, even on Binance, we're not hitting it yet. But you can see it's right at that 1.618. So I'm not sure which exchange you're using or if you're using the index chart. All right. What's your stop loss for the Bitcoin long? Right below the lows. So remember, when you want to calculate your stop loss ahead of time, guys, if you want to be a successful trader, you should be knowing your stop loss ahead of time. That way, when you enter the position, you know how much to risk. So I entered at $74,516. Let's just throw it. That's close enough. 74,510. Okay. My stop is going to go below that low. My first take profit is going to be the SFP of yesterday's highs into the 382. That is an 8-to-1 risk reward ratio trade there. But you should know your position size based off this number. So calculate that, whatever percent your portfolio is. Let's go with a different example here. And Jesus Save 77, welcome in. Thank you so much. God bless you as well. Always appreciate you, brother. Always do. So grateful for you being part of this community. And thank you for the super chat. Normal Swede, welcome in as well. Yeah, no, you guys made yourself the money. I just helped you diagnose the trade, you know. So congratulations to you guys for that. All right, let's say we have a $10,000 account, right? So 1% of $10,000 is $100. Where did my calculator go? So we're risking $100 per trade because we're risking 1% per trade. That's 1 to 3% is what you want to generally risk per trade. So if we have $100 as 1%, we're going to divide that by this number, but because it's a percentage, you move the decimal over 2 spots. So we're going to divide it by 0.0993. Divided by 0.00993. We can throw $10,070 on the position. So pretty much you can 1x your whole portfolio. And if you get stopped out, you're only going to lose 1%. Let's do a different example. Let's just take a random number. I'm just going to do this. Well, okay, we'll do that later. I want to continue watching Bitcoin here, and I want to go over some of the altcoins. We'll go over risk management later, but I did 2 examples of it today, so you guys should be calculating your stop losses before entering the trades. That's the point that I'm trying to make to you right now. If you don't know what your stop loss is, then in some ways you're gambling on your position size. All right. Yeah, what a fight on the Bitcoin chart. Yep. Tony C, thank you so much, man. I'm changing your lives. Well, you know what? You guys are changing my life as well because I really enjoy doing this. And I am someone who truly believes if you put out good into the world, you'll get back good. And so for me, like I mean, I've shown you guys on my YouTube channel, I make like $150 a month for my YouTube channel from ads. You know, I make practically nothing, and I'm not doing this necessarily to make money. Now, part of it, of course, I would like to make money as well. You know, I would like to have it as another source of income as well. But the main reason I do this is just because I had such a great time with the community in Jason Casper's group for 5 years. And I'm not saying I'm great at this, but I'm decent enough at this where I can be profitable and where I can kind of share that knowledge and experience that I've gained and help other people. And I think that's honestly a big key to being happy is, I guess, being of service to others in some ways. But thank you all, you guys. Thank you all for being so kind and supportive and being here with me. Like, you know, it takes more than one to build a community. And I really am trying to build an amazing community here. I plan to bring this thing much bigger, much farther into the future. I'm excited for it all. Okay, now that you guys can see here, we're starting to form a sideways range in here, right? So let's pull our volume profile of this sideways range because we also want to get our volume resistances. We have our golden pocket resistance already ready, but let's see if we have a volume resistance that aligns with this level. And sure enough, yes, we kind of do. We're at local resistance right now. So be aware. I mean, I would still like to short squeeze up through this. I would really like to flip this. If we can short squeeze through that and get back inside of our volume profile, we have a high likelihood of at least getting up to the POC, but most likely we're going to get up to the value area high. Because the value area high is so close to our SFP level, it's likely that we're going to just SFP it into that 382. So far during this live stream, we longed here. We might hit our take profit one by the end of the stream, which I do have to leave, guys. I have like a hard stop and like, I could probably stretch it for 20 more minutes. And I know we didn't get to look at as many altcoins as we wanted to today for sure. Well, thank you guys all so much. You guys, really, thank you to all of you as well. Like, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the kind comments. And yeah, please do smash the like button if you guys do get some insight into the market from these live streams, or if you just appreciate it, just hit the like button to help me grow, to help grow this community that we could build here together. 15 minutes. And let's go check out our order flow. What is happening here? So you see how we're continuing to short squeeze now. Our CVD is starting to rise again here, but it's starting to rise on a dump of open interest. So we're starting to short squeeze again. We saw shorts coming in right at the VWAP. Now those shorts are starting to get trapped underwater or stopped out. So that's why the short squeeze is starting again. And guys, as I said earlier, we did see a huge amount of shorts come in earlier today, right towards the bottom of the move. Huge amount of shorts came in here. So we could literally squeeze these guys out rapidly. Rapid squeeze up to take out those local highs from earlier today. And it's looking pretty likely now. It's looking pretty nice. Yeah, thank you guys. And I do think it's been a great stream today. I really just feel grateful for this opportunity, like, you know, for what I have, you know, for my community, for my knowledge, for being able to trade, for BYDFI. BYDFI's been such a great partner to me. So, you know, thank you guys. And I'm really happy for all the OGs that have been with me, you know, because you guys always have been so great and so kind, and it fuels me. Awesome. Romsky, well, welcome in, man. I love Jason. Me and Jason I was part of Jason's community. I still am, by the way. I was part of Jason's community for about 5 or 6 years before I started my own thing. And honestly, this channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Jason. Jason was the one who pushed me to come out and on my own and really start. If you guys go watch, I actually did a collab with Jason about 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did a collab with Jason. And by the way, in that collab video, I literally, called exactly what was about to happen. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying we knew that this was likely based off the Elliot waves. And that's where Elliot waves can shine. They can give you a bias on what you expect to happen. We're hitting the golden pocket, hitting the value area low. This is a crucial zone again, guys. The VWAP was kind of a crucial zone, but this is our more crucial zone because it's a volume resistance being the value area low, and it's our more macro golden pocket pulled from yesterday's highs to today's lows. So if we're going to reject, this is probably going to be an area where we're going to reject. I would like to see this still continue because we want to see that little mini 5-wave impulse. So wave 1, wave 2, we want this to continue pushing up here. Maybe see the wave 3 end at the POC or the value area high. And then we would want to see a pullback in a 4. And then our 5, I would want to probably SFP yesterday's highs within the first 5-wave move up. And then we would be looking for a move down to the golden pocket. And then we would be looking for another 5-wave move up, potentially to come up to like 81.6, 81.7. And that is an area where I will be looking for shorts to bring down to 70K. And that's an $11,000 drop, guys, from 81,000 to 70,000. So that could be a really nice play too as well. And we already kind of caught a nice play this morning on the long position. My final TP on that long, because it's a major macro low, I'm going to leave a portion of this open just in case it's the bottom. I don't think it's the bottom yet. But just in case it is, I will leave a portion of this long that I just entered today on the live stream open to 100K plus if I need to. Yeah, good afternoon, preparing for war. Much love to you. If that's not a bottom, I don't know what is. Well, okay, first of all, there's no macro levels of confluence here at $72,000. Just remember that. No real macro support as far as big daily time frame supports. Yes, we did have the start of the fair value gap. If we look at that big daily fair value gap, actually, it's not the start of it even. It was like the midline of it because you can see the fair value gap. Actually, this is the midline at 72,500-ish. But we started to fill that fair value gap in. I would say our more macro support is filling this fair value gap into our macro logarithmic golden pocket, 70.4 to 68.3. But we are looking for, still within our 5-wave impulse, we're still looking for one more low. And we have our bigger 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Within this 5th wave is what, on this channel, we've been concentrating on this price action for the past few weeks specifically. Before that, we were concentrating on the WXY corrective move up to between $96,500 and $98,500. And you can see 98.5 was my target because that's the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is the wave 4 rejects between the 382 and the 0.5. So we did reject perfectly in the zone that we wanted to reject from. That zone was perfect zone that we wanted to reject from. And now we're impulsing down here. Because we're impulsing down here, it's likely that we still form a 5th wave. We haven't had a good proper retrace in a 4. Because your 4th wave, as far as time goes, you want it to be as long or longer than this 2nd wave right here. And remember, this 2nd wave was a flat. So I'll zoom in here. Let me clean this chart up a bit. And let me hide some things here. So within this 2nd wave, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to focus on this price action here. I'll just go to the 3-hour time frame. And remember, that was your bounce from your point of control, right? We bounced from the point of control, $87,500. It was also a golden pocket. It was also a naked weekly point of control in there. But you saw this 3-wave move in a W. We saw a 3-wave move in an X, and then we saw a double zigzag in your Y. So 3-wave move, correction, 3-wave move, double zigzag in a Y. And it was a running flat overall. It was a running flat where we did not take out, we took out the lows, but we did not come take out the highs up here. So we front ran the highs. So that's a running flat. So we want to look at from $87,500 to the highs that we made in here. That was about 7 days. Right? About 7 days. So our wave 4 retracement, your wave 4 is often as long or longer, and it can actually be 4 times as long. So if we're going to look at 7 days, that is going to be, you know, what is that? Tuesday, February 10th. It could be over around then. It doesn't have to be exactly 7 days. It can be 6 days. It can be maybe 5 days. I wouldn't say, you know, but, or it can be 21 days, right? Instead of 7, it could be 21 days. It could be 2 weeks. Actually, 2 weeks is looking like a good amount of time there. And then you get your last 5th wave down to hit that macro golden pocket. Now, guys, if this plays out, and so far, like I said on Jason's live stream or collab video, it is played out from our 98K rejection exactly like I was expecting it to. If it continues to play out exactly like I'm expecting it to, where we could retrace for a couple weeks and then see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come down to 70K to 68K, this area right here, because we would be ending a larger 5th wave to the downside. This is literally life-changing swing long opportunity in here, where if we catch it, if we are like live during a live stream and we really catch a bottom and we do the risk management, like we sniped it today, we sniped that long position today. If we snipe a trade in here and it goes up, man, this is where you can make life-changing opportunity here in one trade that is pretty much going to make more profit for you than most of your trades throughout the year will. So that is why we're so gung-ho right now on the charts, because major swing opportunities are abound right now. And I would really, really like to catch that. I would really like to catch that with the best risk management possible. Like the tighter your stop loss, the more you can use on your position size. So we want to catch it as best we can. And by the way, it is likely though, that after we come down and hit our wave 5 down here, we're probably not going to do this and then straight V shape. Oftentimes you will see like a bit of a range that forms, distribution range up here. So we might see an accumulation range form in here for a week, a month or so. And then within this range, we'll be looking towards the value area low. We'll be looking towards liquidity levels to look for longs. So we will probably most likely have time. It's not guaranteed that it doesn't V-shape. It could V-shape right away. But most likely when we get down to this general area of support, we're going to have time to look for longs or have time to even build swing long positions, start DCAing in at value area low, at liquidity, to start building it, you know, maybe even using 2% or 3% of your portfolio for the trade. So that it's really going to be great, guys. It's going to be really great opportunity coming up here. Okay. I agree with you at the level. It's just anytime we have a bounce like that, it's typically front running anything significant. Yeah, I mean, we did front run at 74K, a prime example of that. If we pull our golden pocket from the 49K lows up to the initial all-time highs at the beginning of the year, we turn on that golden pocket. Now, we're not putting this on log scale because that's not a 30% rise. I think it was 26%. Oh, excuse me, 123%. So yeah, you should put that on log scale, but I still think we front ran it. Yeah, we did. We front ran that golden pocket. Even the non-log golden pocket, you front ran it. And then we pushed up. So yeah, is there a possibility we could front run the golden pocket? Yes. Is it likely? I would say no. I mean, the big support that we have here, I would say the big level is this Pitchfork band could hold us. And by the way, at the bottom supports of bands, you often see this choppy range. So we could see even a complex correction because your wave 4s tend to be more complex than your wave 2s. And we could see this range kind of chop in here before seeing a drop. And that could be a weeks of kind of chopping and forming a range within these Pitchfork bands, which we often do form ranges within the bands. But could this be a major low? Maybe, yeah. As far as the Elliot count goes, it's suggested we get one more local low, but okay, even though it is most likely going to be a corrective wave up, that is likely to be a big retracement. Yes, so Two scenarios there, right? And we covered this earlier in the stream, but if this is an A, B, C flat, the bullish scenario and like the super cycle is that that's the end of a corrective move of this entire impulse. So of this entire impulse here, it was our corrective move of that entire impulse. And now we're going to continue the overall trend, which has been what, guys? Which has been bullish AF, right? The overall trend on Bitcoin, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we could continue pushing up to much higher levels. That's the kind of the super cycle theory. The flat correction ends at 70K, 68K, and we push up in a super cycle. The other option is that with the monthly, the weekly, the bi-monthly bear divs that we're seeing on the chart, the major topping signals, not only on Bitcoin, but on the S&P 500, we could see after this fifth wave ends, a push up to that $100,000 level, which would be where your golden pocket is, and then a big, big drop, like Mach HK is saying, and a bear market starting. That could also give you your proverbial head and shoulders, right? You have your left shoulder here, your head here, and then you push up for maybe 2-3 months up to 100K. Right shoulder or distribution, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. That's your weekly distribution range up here. And then you dump it. Okay, XRP. I'll go through XRP really quickly here. I do got to get going very soon, guys, but I definitely will check this out for you. Johnny, thank you so much for the super chat. XRP, okay, wow. So XRP has been in a sideways range, a pretty flat sideways range for about a year now. You can see December of 2024, so a little bit over a year, 14 months here. Now, what was key, once we bounced from this macro logarithmic 382, I did expect new all-time highs. We got new all-time highs. From there, and XRP was a way more aggressive dump than the rest of the altcoins on October 10th. And if we go to like the the Bybit chart, look at how low it went. It's way, way lower. What I would say is on the Coinbase chart, we are coming down to grab the liquidity of the range lows. Now, remember the other day when we talked about XRP, we're also at the bottom of the channel. And this channel was formed after the dump. I pulled it from the high, the dead cat bounce high after the dump to the lower high to the first major low. If you lose the value area low of your macro range, which we did, it was at 198, pretty much $2. If you lose that value area low, the only thing left is liquidity, right? Because you lost your major volume support level. That is your major volume support level at $2. If you lose that and start to close daily candles below it, which you can see we did, and after closing daily candles below it, we back tested bearishly and we rejected. So we should have expected new local lows below this low. We got them. And now, if you don't SFP this local low, which was a double bottom, by the way, of the Coinbase crash, it was a double bottom of the Coinbase crash. If you don't SFP that low, then you're going to go for the liquidity, the ultimate range low liquidity, which was 161. So we just came down over the last few days and we're grabbing that liquidity. If this doesn't hold, if this doesn't hold, we could break down significantly. I mean, we do have some, we have a daily level at 139 that we would probably drop to next because there's not a lot of support in this structure here to keep us. There's nothing really in this to keep us. You could look at the value area high of that range or the point of control of that range, I would say. So let's go over to this range. And we can look at this little point of control in here, which would be right around, actually, I think it's not that range, excuse me. It is this range. It'd be around 145, 146-ish. So we'll throw that on the chart. around 145, right? And let's turn on some of our levels. Let's look at some of our levels that we have. Do we have any naked daily points of control? I don't have them measured back that far. Let's look at our naked monthlies. Well, hopefully we don't drop down to 112. Daily level at 140, and you have that point of control at 145. So the value area low of that range is probably also around 140 of that small range that I just pulled. Weekly levels, nothing around there. Monthly levels, nothing around there. Yeah, honestly, like look at if you look at this smaller range, value area low is really close to that daily. 137 to 139, 140. So I would say this general zone of support, right? Between your point of control and your value area low in this area would be your support, your next big support level. Because there's nothing that's keeping you from dropping there. If you don't hold pretty much essentially the lows that we're at now. God, there's got to be a better way to do this. Now, I would say, yeah, and that would be the next kind of area that I'm looking. And it could be that we're going to keep grinding kind of sideways and down in this channel until you get down there. Looks like we're forming a little bit of a triangle here. And remember, you dumped into the triangle, so there's a higher probability of dumping out because a symmetrical triangle is just a consolidation continuation pattern, right? So if you dump coming into the triangle, like bear flag style, right? You dump coming into the triangle, you consolidate. All this is a consolidation continuation pattern. So you do actually have a higher probability of dumping out of it as well. I would watch for the fake out though. You know, you dump out of it into the support, reclaim, get it, and then you kind of have your left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You have your inverse head and shoulders or your little accumulation zone. That's in the bullish case scenario. Now, on the weekly time frame, if you close a weekly candle below 161, you're in significant trouble. So we don't want to close a weekly candle below 161. Right now, our weekly candle's holding on very, very tight here. Holding on. And you want to close above 161. Okay, guys, let's take a quick minute look at Bitcoin, and then I do got to get going. Man, we're rejecting from that golden pocket. Golden pocket value area low is rejecting us. If we lose this VWAP again, I'm going to take out 25% of the long trade and move my stop to break even. And I'll let myself get stopped out on the rest. It won't be near as good as a win as we wanted, but we are rejecting. Remember, this was our golden pocket pulled from yesterday's high to today's low. So this golden pocket in confluence with the value area low of this is our kind of volume resistance now that we lost this range. If you're going to reject, it's most likely going to be from this area. And then you would probably make new lows. So I'll probably pull out like 30%, 35% of the trade. If you want, keep an eye out on your open interest, your order flow here. We want to see your CVD continuing to rise here. You want to see this continuing to dump. That's a short squeeze, right? So if we can continue to short squeeze, that would be nice. The other option is you're going to see your CVD continuing to go up, but then you're going to see your open interest start to go up. That means fresh long positions are stepping in on the back test of the VWAP right now. So if our open interest starts to rise here, that means you're seeing some long or seeing some confidence in holding the VWAP that we're going to come higher. And we probably will come up to take out yesterday's highs, or at least up to the POC of the range, which would be at 78,550. Yes, no one knows what the Fed chair wants to do, and that's uncertainty, and that's what the market hates. Okay, guys, please hit the like button on your way out. Tomorrow, I'm not going to go live tomorrow, but I will go live Thursday and Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put out a video tomorrow around market close. And I think on Thursday and Friday, we're going to try to do some extra long live streams because it's crunch time for us. It's crunch time, man. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all of your kindness so much. I appreciate all of your support so much. Stay safe out there, guys. Use stop losses, calculate your position sizes, and I'll be in the Telegram. So if you guys want to join the Telegram, just remember, sign up with BYDFI, deposit $100 into the exchange, then click the Telegram link in the description of this video, type in /verify in your user ID, and you'll be in the Telegram.